How you going?
Hello, this is Russell from Saturday Morning Game Day. Tonight we're bringing you a special interview with a man that was one of the best footballers in the AFL, a guy that doesn't really need an introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. He was drafted at pick 38 in 98 to Carlton. Went on to kick 623 goals in 204 games. He is a Commonwealth medalist, an All-Australian, and of course we speak of the man himself, Brendan Fevola. Welcome to Saturday Morning Game Day, mate.
How you going,
Thursday night. Good. Fev, let's start at the beginning, mate. Where'd you get everything going footy-wise?
I started playing junior footy at Narre Warren at the age of 5. So it all started back there, and I went to Berwick as a junior because our team folded. So played with them and won flags all my junior years, and then played at Dandenong Stingrays in the VSFL as a 16 and 17 year old, and then was drafted underage, obviously, to Carlton as a 17 year old.
Beautiful. And your dad was a lacrosse player?
Yeah, he was. He played lacrosse. Mum would let me play lacrosse because too rough. I'm pretty fortunate that she made that decision because lacrosse is not really.
I was listening to an interview you did with a chick, and you said that, and she didn't know what lacrosse was.
Yeah, not many people do, but the young people do because they watch the American Pie.
Yeah.
And Ozstriker plays lacrosse, so that's how I refer.
Stifler.
Stifler. Not the other pie, not the pie incident, the lacrosse.
Yeah. Green likes it. He
likes the
pie.
pie.
He's been stuck in the pie.
Good stuff.
You've been stuck next to you grew up. You didn't get stuck next to him, but you grew up next to a.
I got stuck next to him. Yeah.
Stuck next to him.
Yeah. He moved in after I moved in, mate.
Oh, did he? Current AFL captain, actually, Chris Newman at Richmond. What influence did you have on each other when you grew up?
Yeah, it's obviously interesting. We both, lived next door to each other for 17 years, and to both get drafted, it's pretty amazing out of Carlton and Narre Warren. But we really didn't know footy too much, and his brother Shane, his older brother, sort of taught us how to play footy. So we lived in a Carlton, with his brother and my brother, and there was another dude that lived on the corner with his brother as well. So there were 6 boys, and there's a lot of footy games, a lot of cricket games, a lot of everything getting played, and we pretty much lived out of each other's pocket for all our teens and early days in life. So there wasn't too much that we didn't know about each other, and it was good times. It was fun.
And both your mums, your mums went for the opposite kids' teams.
Yeah, well, they're both named Karen, and my mum's a Tigers supporter, and his mum's a Richmond supporter, and my mum married a bloke named David, and his dad's name's David, so Karen and David live next door to it. It's weird shit. Karen and David live next door to it. It's weird shit. Very weird.
Definitely. Bit of incest in the corner block.
I don't know about the incest, it's got the same name, mate. I don't know how you get that comparison, but it's alright, mate. We'll let that one slip.
Yeah.
You're the star of a documentary called The Draft.
Yep.
There was a very famous line I remember from that when you said, if you could play footy and not run, that'd be awesome. And
I stick to that still.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
Yeah, I think a lot of full forwards would be with me there, but yeah.
How did that sort of come about?
That sort of never really, sort of haunted me throughout my career. Everyone that I speak to, I remember going to Brisbane for the first time, and Lukey Power came up and said, "Mate," he goes, "I've loved you ever since you did that draft video when you said that if I could play football and not run, it'd be great." But that came about where a bloke with the ABC wanted to follow 3 players throughout their under 18s or the VSFL leading up to the draft, and they got us at draft camp, interviewed our families, and then obviously at the draft as well. So there was myself, Adam Ramanauskas, who went to the Bombers at pick 13, I think, and obviously Desi Headman went number 1 to the Lions. So they both went on to win flags, and I won a couple of wooden spoons. So.
You got a couple of pre-season flags though.
Oh yeah, take them to the grave.
Describe draft day for me. I know a lot of young players coming up. It's going to be a nervous wait for them. You got invited to the draft, but got taken pretty late for someone who got invited there. How was your day? And
yeah, it was interesting, mate, because people don't realise when I was drafted, only each club was only allowed one 17-year-old. So there wasn't a separate draft, but inside our draft, obviously Brisbane took Des at number 1, and I think Justin Longmuir went to the Dockers at number 2, so they were 2 17-year-olds picked up early, so therefore Brisbane and Fremantle were no longer allowed to draft me, so they were out of the draft. So I think out of the first, there's 7 of us got invited to the draft, and out of the first top 10, there were 6 of them that got drafted, and I was the only one that hadn't been drafted. And I think halfway, by pick 20, I think 7 or 8 players have been drafted at 17-year-olds. So obviously that gives the club, the other clubs, time to pick other people and leave those 17-year-olds because they knew they wouldn't be able to draft them. So hence why I went at 38. So I got a little bit nervous there for a bit after being invited and everyone else had been drafted. So and then lucky enough to get picked up at pick 38, which was great.
Beautiful, and great career it's been so far. As a teenager though, chicks and alcohol start to creep in young footballers' lives and stuff. How do you handle the pressure and still try and play serious footy? I know you were drafted while you were still in school, year 11.
Yeah, I was in year 11. Yeah,
it would have been a tough time. Like, it would have been good in one way, in one aspect, and probably bad in another.
It was good. I was king of the canteen, mate, so I had a fair bit of coin when I got drafted. So, and I was lucky. I had a coach in David Parkin who, he's obviously a lecturer at uni, and he was pretty hell bent on me going back to school. And once I got drafted, I thought that was it, so I didn't have to go to school. But people think I'm a bit stupid, but I was actually pretty smart. I picked out of my six classes I chose. Obviously English is it's a given, you have to do that, but he was a Geelong supporter who loved footy. He was one of the blue coats of the AFL, so he used to go to all the footy, so had that covered. And the other 5 subjects I picked Carlton supporters.
Oh, beautiful.
So gave him some tickets and some jumpers and got the kids into the footy and got some good marks. So I was pretty switched on, which was good.
Exactly. Business skills starting early.
Yeah.
When you got to Carlton, you were given Jazelenko's number?
Yeah.
Was that a bit of an honour for you?
Yeah, that just came about. That wasn't, any sort of strategic move by them. That just came about because I was the 3rd pick that Carlton picked up, and 25 was the Murray Vance took 6, and I'm not quite sure who else was before then. They took 17 or 16, no, 15 maybe. I'm not sure, but 25 was the number that I got given. So there was no sort of because we're both full forwards, obviously. But when you walk into the club rooms of an AFL club, it's probably similar to a local footy club. When you play 100 games, your name goes on a locker, and obviously Jezza was the last person to play that 100 games. So you look at that name every day that you were there, and just waiting for your name to get put up. And that day came about, obviously. So it was a bit of an honour to be on the same locker as him.
Definitely. And,
but he was the 2nd best player to wear 25.
Oh,
so
exactly.
It's a great honour he's got.
You first really stepped in the scene in the Millennium match.
Yep.
Against Collingwood, and you kicked 12. How's New Year's? Did you own Logan Street that night?
I had a fairly big New Year's Eve. I didn't get a kick for 4 years after that. I think I was still pissed, but that was a joke. But that was obviously great. Played the last game in the Millennium and kicked 12 goals, and to play New Year's Eve, not too many people wanted to really play in that game, but you want to be doing other things on New Year's Eve. But to kick 12, and it was sort of put me onto the put me in the spotlight a bit, which was good. So first year I only played 2 games and didn't get a kick, so I had 2 handballs in my first 2 games, and I was still playing school footy when I was playing AFL. I played against the Bulldogs in round 18, and I played on the Wednesday for a school footy, so it was sort of a pretty different sort of first year of footy, but to get that game out of the way early on was good.
A mate of mine you played with in that game, Scotty Freeborn, did you have many nights out with him?
He sort of...
He's a bit of a loose cat.
Yeah, he sort of tapered down a little bit after... he was pretty wild, mate. But he was a freak. His fitness levels were amazing.
Yeah.
I remember one day we were out at the pools doing swims, and he went 150 metres underwater, up and back.
You wake up on Sunday morning after a night out.
Yeah, and I was just, this bloke's a freak. And he just raved big and good footballer.
Very good footballer. You almost covered the next point. In the next 2 years, you kicked 66 goals in 39 games under Wayne Britton, and he was looking to trade you. Did you know about that at the time, and how'd you feel? Yeah,
they said they were going to trade me, and then
he got sacked.
He got sacked, so that sort of helped me out a little bit. And obviously Dennis came along, and as soon as he came to the club, my footy sort of went from strength to strength, and he backed me in 100%. And my footy really developed to a high standard under him, which was great. He's a good man, Dennis.
What do you think your best game was?
My best game?
Yeah.
How long have we got?
18 goals in 10. 18
No,
goals
I
in
don't
10.
know. There was, obviously some great games that you play, but the one that sort of sticks in your mind was a day we came back from about 59 points against the Bombers at the MCG in front of 80, 90,000. I think we went in half time, we were getting smashed 3/4 time, and I kicked 8 in the second half, and we got up and won. I think it's still the greatest comeback in Carlton's history. So that was a pretty special moment. And when you play in front of big crowds and kick some goals, it doesn't get any better than that.
Beautiful. And how was Juddy as a leader?
Yeah, Juddy's obviously he's a superstar, and the way he plays footy, comes out and the way he prepares. I suppose he's first into the club, last to leave. Mate, he does things to his body, like prepares himself. Like some of the stuff I've never even seen before. I'm like, mate, what are you doing? And I remember we spoke to the boys, and he spoke about how he does 15 hours outside the footy club, training. I didn't do 15 hours in the club, so what's he do? But he's just so particular in everything he does and his diet, and that's why he's the best.
Pressure points.
Did he teach you the pressure points? The move to Brisbane, I know Carlton changed their minds and wanted to keep you, and you ended up leaving and going there. What was the difference between the two clubs? The way they handled the players and stuff like that, was there much of a difference?
There's not too much difference in the way clubs operate, but Brisbane's a great club, good family club. Got a lot of great people around the club. They obviously had some great leaders in Brownie, Blackie, Simon Black and Luke Power. So they made me feel really welcome. We started off really well, mate. We were 4 and zip, and I was ringing the Carlton boys saying we were going to flag in, then we didn't win another game for 16 weeks. So
that's when Brownie got injured. I think.
Yeah, we both got injured the same week. Round 5 against Sydney at the SCG, we both got injured. So. Sort of went downhill from there. So,
but you kept playing, didn't you?
Yeah, we both kept playing, and in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have played. And then I ripped everything off. The pubic bone, groins, everything got ripped off on both sides. So, the end of my career, end of my year that year. End of my career.
Over your time so far, who's been your best coach?
Dennis.
Yeah, and. Going through the media scrutiny and stuff like that, and the rumours and stuff you had to put up with, how do you think Lance Franklin's handling it at the moment?
It's obviously what they're saying is, it's pretty sad. There's a lot of media out there that want to shoot people down, and they don't really get accountable for what they say or do. So that's one thing that sort of pisses me off a little bit, and hence why I wrote a book. So it's very hard to write a reply when you're playing footy, because you got to be quiet. There's the book. Go out and write it. Bang bang. So he's a superstar, and he's a freak, obviously. So he'll come back in this week, hopefully, and put all those rumours to bed.
Dancing with the Stars. How's that experience? And was his name Scary Spice? Was she the life of the party?
Scary Spice.
Scary Spice. That's her name, isn't it?
Mel
B.
Mel
Scary
B.
Spice.
Yeah, she was great, obviously, and she's a really lovely chick, and I used to love the Spice Girls when I was a kid. So to meet her was great, and I kept trying to steal her phone, trying to get Baby Spice's number. And
she was my favourite too.
Yeah, she was my favourite. So, but she wouldn't let me near it. But she was great. We got along really well, and I'm catching up with her in Italy next week, which will be great. So off to Italy for a little holiday. So we've both got a wedding up there, so it should be good fun. But Dance with Stars is a great experience, and it's a lot of hard work, 30 hours a week of dancing, which most people don't realise, and I didn't realise. And I didn't think I'd last too long, but I lasted the whole bloody show. So it was tough times, but you're way out of your comfort zone and going into something that you're not real comfortable doing. So, but I was pretty proud that I made it that far, which was blowing me away.
Do you get asked to dance much now when you go out?
Yeah, we do. Me and Alex have both done a few gigs. We've actually got one here in Adelaide tomorrow at the Hilton where we've got to dance. So. People out there, we're not actually dancers, so we did a gig in Tamworth last week, and on the signs it said Alex and Brendan Fevola professional dancers. We're not professional dancers, so people need to get that out of there.
Was Brian Maddox that funny?
Yeah, very funny man. One of the great men.
I've heard there's been a few clubs sniffing around again now, a few AFL clubs, and you've hired a personal trainer to get back in shape for the draft. How's that all going?
It's going alright, mate.
Yeah.
Getting there. But, we'll kick it up once footy season finishes, and, the worst thing that can happen, mate, is get fit, so...
No, exactly. Now let's pump your book up while we're here as well. We got FEV, in my own words. Why did you choose this company to write with?
There was a few different publishers that wanted to go with the book, and a lot of people wanted to go down the road of all the mistress of stuff I did, and I sort of didn't want to really pursue that. But we go over it a little bit, but the way that it's been written has been the way I wanted it, and that's how they wanted it done. So that's why I chose them, and it's come out really well. Went #1 non-fiction book in the country, which was a bit of a shock.
Well, mate, thanks for the interview. I'm just going to finish it off with Hardy's quick 5 minute, just to
There we go.
quick answer. Best player played with?
Judd.
Stinkiest player played with?
Bryce Gibbs.
Funniest player?
Funniest player.
Besides yourself?
Who's funny?
Brandy?
Brandy's pretty. No, he's funny. He's not that funny. Who's funny? Ryan Houlihan was pretty funny. Weird funny. But him or Jordan Bannister. He's an umpire now, Banner.
Yeah. Worst roommate?
Worst roommate. Well, I roomed with Matty Lappin because we both slept with the TV on. So to help other blokes out, obviously got to get a good sleep. So I roomed with him. But once you get a bit older, mate, and you get your own room, so I sort of slept in my own room, like my own company.
Who picked up the best looking chicks?
Well, I picked up the best looking chick, my wife.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'll win.
And who picked up the worst looking chicks?
Jaddy.
Who picks up the worst looking chicks? You don't want to dob too many blokes in here. I'm trying to think. There wasn't too many bad looking ones getting around.
Scotty Freeborn would have picked up a few stinkers.
Probably.
How the hell did Juddy pull Rebecca?
Well, Jodie's a good looking man. He is. I think he's a good looking man.
Money.
Greeny's pulled out the money. Most annoying opponent?
Scott Thompson.
Scott Thompson.
Pinches your nipples and
Oh, really?
stuff.
I thought you were going to say Jake Corns, but...
No.
No. After Ireland, did you want to look at a wrestling career?
No.
Does anyone in the AFL like Acker?
No. Sorry, okay.
Which footy commentator reporter would you most like kicking the nuts?
Hutchie.
Hutchie.
Nah, I like that. Hutchie's a mate of mine, mate. So.
Has Lance Whitney ever choked on a chicken bone?
No, he's still alive, so I don't know.
And who's going to win the flag this year?
Hawthorn.
Beautiful. Thanks for that, Fed.
That's Whitney ever choked on a chicken bone. Very good.
That's for Saturday morning game day. Thank you.
Cheers, man.